Hello everyone. In this video, we will see steps to create the Azure OpenAI in the Azure cloud and deploy the models to the Azure OpenAI. So let's proceed. So as to create the Azure OpenAI service, you need to sign in to the Azure portal here. You have to sign in and then search the service of the Azure OpenAI. You will see the logo something like this. You need to search it and then use the create button to create the new OpenAI service. So once you create it might ask you to fill the some mandatory fields here. So like this is the form it will load here. So you need to select the subscription. Your subscription should be allowing you to access those service. Then you can create the new resource group, or you can use your existing resource group from where you got the access to this service, right? So there will be some different enterprises. They will be managing the access through the resource group only, so they can give you the access of that resource group. You can select that one to create the service under that resource group. Then you have to select the region. So as I mentioned in the previous video, the different models are available in the different regions. So you refer that matrix and choose the region where which model you're trying to use into these applications, building the application using this OpenAI model, OpenAI service. So you select the particular region, then you provide the name of this OpenAI. You can save it. So you can move to the next. So this is the small information you need to fill into the form and then go to the next. When you go to the next, then it is ask you to the configure the network. This is where the feature of the Azure cloud security comes as one of the feature to provide the more security on your Azure OpenAI. Now you can control how to access this Azure OpenAI service. So if you want all network to like including the internet to access this service, then you can select this one, first option, and this is the default option. It will be selected when you create it. Then there is another option to select as a selected network. In this case, we need to configure the our VNet. So here the first option, it is saying all network. It is a standard and straightforward, so you do not have to configure anything. But when you select the second option, then that time it might ask you to configure the virtual network VNet, and then you have to specify the details and create it. Then if you're going for the third option, which is disable no network can access this resource, you would configure the private endpoint connection. That will be the exclusive way to access this resource. So now it is way more secure. Like you want to particular input particular private endpoint only to access this one, then you can select this type of option, and then you need to provide the particular endpoint here, private endpoint. So using this private endpoint, who can they can access this resource. So this is the way we can secure our Azure OpenAI accessibility, and you can create it. So once you submit the form, it will deploy this Azure OpenAI service into your Azure cloud. Then once it is deployed, then you need to create the models. Now to create the models, it is bit different. So I can show you some sample screenshots. This will guide you to how to deploy the model. So let me open the PPT here. So once your Azure OpenAI service is created, then left side you will see one deployment option. So you can select that particular deployment option. Then you might see the manage deployment, something like that, in the button. And when you click the manage deployment, then it will redirect you to the Azure OpenAI Studio. There you will see the options to create the new deployment here. So this is the screen we need to navigate to add the new models into your Azure OpenAI. So when you create the select the new Azure OpenAI, sorry, when you go to the OpenAI Studio here, you will create the new deployment. That time it will show you all the models which you have access to using the region where you have deployed your Azure OpenAI service. So you can select the particular model. So for my trial version, trial instance of my Azure portal, I have created the GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K. This model I have deployed, and I will be using this model for demo purpose. Okay, so you can select the particular model which you want to use it, and there is a different model for the embedding also. So you can see the embedding ADA002 is available. If the your region is different, then you might see the 3 large and 3 small, those model also in the options to you select it. You need to select it and then deploy it. So again, it depends the limitations of quota and all. So you might get some error based on the quota wise, and also make sure you are having the sufficient right quota informations to create it. Once you deploy the models, it is completed, you need to keep the name of the deployment handy. So you first information you need to copy for to create the application is you copy this name, the particular model you have deployed. So example, you can see here the two models are deployed here, but when you add the another model, you will see the three models add here. So this name, the model name, you need to copy that one. So first of all, take the model name, copy and store it. Keep it somewhere in your notepad or somewhere. Once it is done, then you can go to the again Azure OpenAI. So like that, you can go to the Azure OpenAI service, open it, and then left side you will see the uh, key and endpoint. Under the resource management, under the keys and endpoint, you will see the two different keys option, primary key and secondary key. So you can copy the you can use any of the key, but copy the primary key. So you keep this key value also in handy, keep it this key information in handy in notepad, and then the endpoint of the your Azure OpenAI. So basically what we will do is, using this particular Azure OpenAI service, just now what you will create, we will authenticate this Azure OpenAI, using the endpoint and passing the key. Once it is authenticated, I will be using the GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K models to do my application, to work my applications under that model. So that is why I'm telling to keep the handy of these three information. One is the GPT model name, another is the key of your Azure OpenAI, and the endpoint URL of your Azure OpenAI. So this way you just configure, and you have done the setup of that. There are other things also you can manage, like the identity of this one. Then we are having the some access control you want to give this services. Then those things, it is something if you want to add it. So I hope now you have created the Azure OpenAI service, and you have kept these three informations handy to use into the console application. So in the next video, we will create the console applications using the Azure OpenAI and the GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K model. So thank you for watching this video, guys.